Okay, today we're going to hit up 3 bridges, a state park, and a cathedral. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's hit the road. Okay, so today we're going to hit up 5 stops. We got a covered bridge. Then next up we're going to go to a state park dedicated to a shrub. And then the third stop is going to be a cathedral. Our fourth stop is going to be another covered bridge, one I've never seen before, so I'm looking forward to that. And then our final stop is a Stone Arch Bridge in Stoddard, New Hampshire. All right, so 5 stops, a few hours, maybe we'll have a beer at the end of it. All right, let's have a good time. Yeah, so we're closing in on the Ashuelot Bridge, and I'm pretty excited about checking this one out. It's I mentioned last week that we have a register of 54 covered bridges in the state, and this one is the number 1 on the list. So it feels like I'm really kind of starting this. Okay, so I'm going to get in here real quick because I totally forgot to talk about the particulars of the Ashuelot Bridge when I was out there. I was so distracted by taking pictures. It's a town lattice bridge, one of my favorite kinds. Well, not one of my favorite. It's my favorite kind of covered bridge. That was built in 1865. Interestingly enough, as you can see in the shots here, the bridge has an open design so that you can see the town lattice structure, and it has walkways on either side. They're about 4 feet wide, give or take, and that's an interesting little feature because you can walk along, take your time, take some pictures without having to worry about getting hit by a truck or something. So that's always a bonus. Yeah, so that was the Ashuelot Covered Bridge. Let's head to Rhododendron State Park. Next up is a place that I really am interested in going to. So I've been here a few times, but not during the season. So I'm hoping that the flowers will be in bloom at Rhododendron State Park, where we're going next. It's in Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire, if anybody's keeping track at home. All right, so unfortunately it looks like we're a little bit early for the blooms. The sign said that the rhodies bloom in July, so it's only June when I'm videoing this, so it's a good news, bad news thing. Good news is I get to come back. Bad news is I don't get to show you any flowers today. So this is a neat little walk. It's not really strenuous at all, and there's a neat vibe to the place. Sort of feels like Jurassic Park North. When you take a road trip, sometimes you're surprised by some really good stops, and other times a stop that you're really excited about doesn't work out so well. But that's all right. It's kind of like life, I guess. Check that out. Free philosophy on this channel too. So anyway, we're gonna hit the road and check out the Cathedral The Pines next. See you there. All right, so yeah, we're at the Cathedral The Pines in Rindge, New Hampshire, a place that I've never been before. I'm not sure exactly why this didn't land on my list of things to do earlier, but it's a very impressive spot. A brief look at the history of the place. The Sloan family purchased the land back in the 20s or 30s with the idea that their children would build houses on the 130 acres or so out here. A couple of things got in the way of the plan. First, the 1938 hurricane, which ravaged almost all of New England, didn't spare this spot. And so when they came out to inspect the property after the hurricane, they were amazed by the vistas that they had now. Trees that had been blown down revealed a magnificent view of Mount Monadnock. So time passed, war started in 41 for us, and the The Sloan family's two oldest sons served in the war. Unfortunately, Sandy didn't make it back home, and so in '45, the family had a memorial service out here, and that sort of got the ball rolling as far as turning this place into a place of worship, a place of remembrance, a place of gratitude. All right, so we just wrapped up at the Cathedral The Pines, and I'm going through withdrawal symptoms because I haven't been to a covered bridge in about 2 hours, so we're going to fix that. We're heading to the Hancock Covered Bridge here. All right, so sometimes an underwhelming stop can turn into an overwhelming stop with just a little bit of effort, and this is one of those times. So up at the roadside, the bridge is kind of forgettable, but it's right next to the Powder Mill Pond recreation area, and it's a great place. There's some kayakers behind me, and it's a great place to go just do a little bit of exploring. There's not a lot here that I can find, but it at least gave me a different vantage point on the bridge, and from here it's a much more interesting and much more beautiful subject. Okay, so that was the Hancock Greenfield Bridge, and that's pretty sweet actually. So we're gonna go check out our last stop of the day. So back in the mid-1800s, the town of Stoddard needed to cross the Branch River, and so they commissioned their town's selectmen to build a bridge, and so the selectmen, 3 of them, decided that they were going to build a bridge that the town could be proud of and that would last a long time, and they did exactly that. They built this. They had this Kentucky style stone arch bridge, double stone arch bridge, built. There's no mortar anywhere. It's really it's actually a marvel of engineering, and it's still standing 160 something years later. Unfortunately, the townsfolk of Stoddard didn't find that as amazing as I do, and none of the 3 were ever re-elected to be town selectmen in Stoddard again. So I guess no good deed goes unpunished. But I'd like to thank those gentlemen because this bridge is awesome and I spend a lot of time here. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time. If you did, please punch the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see some more content like this. And it's come to my attention that you really got to hit that bell button when you subscribe so that you get notified if you're not on YouTube as much as I am. And then finally, just remember to stay kind and keep exploring.